So everyone knows, as a Pokemon card content creator in 2025, you get one use of Pokemon is cooked, so this is my one time. This video is basically just a rant, going through my experiences of pre-orders throughout this Phantasmal Flames season, talking about the Smiths pre-order in the UK, why I think pre-orders in general are pretty dumb, and how insane it is that Pokémon Center haven't fixed their stuff yet. For Phantasmal Flames release day, I really wanted the Charizard UPC. As you saw from my Evolving Skies video, I really loved the Sword and Shield Charizard UPC. The pack selection was amazing, the 3 promos are stunning, everything inside, including the dice, feels premium, hence the premium collection. And not to mention, the box is so nice, I still haven't thrown any of them away. They're empty, I have no use for them, they're just so nice. I don't want to get rid of them. Well, unfortunately for me, those UPCs cost quite a lot, as I wasn't collecting Pokemon cards when they were released, so I had to buy them years later on the secondary market. So imagine my surprise when they announced a Charizard UPC for Phantasmal Flames, which is basically the same, but for this generation. It has an amazing pack selection, in my opinion. Surging Sparks, Journey Together, Destined Rivals, Mega Revolution, and Phantasmal Flames. And then some promos, a really cool Charizard that was used to introduce the Mega Revolution set as a whole, and a truly amazing Oricorio art, to the point where people are annoyed that this Oricorio wasn't included in the set and is actually in this promo, because the market cap for the price of it can never be more than the box that it's inside of. And they're really annoyed because this card deserves to be more expensive because of how good it looks, which is so funny to me. The card's easier to get and will be cheaper for collectors. No! It just feels like investment people are mad that they can't pump another card. Regardless, this product is amazing, in my opinion. And we haven't even talked about the packaging yet, which is also stunning. Another box that I will never be able to throw away. Well, except I don't need to worry about throwing it away because I don't think I'm ever going to get one. As far as I can tell in the UK, this product is so exclusive. I never find ETBs just lying around on shelves, let alone a UPC, which is so much rarer. The only real shot I have at getting it is in some of the pre-orders that have been out recently. Well, that's alright for you, a silly Pokemon commenter might be thinking. You're a no-life nerd that runs a Pokemon YouTube channel. Just be there for the pre-orders. Well, I was. For every single pre-order that I've heard about or seen for the Phantasmal Flames Charizard UPC, I've messaged or queued or logged in or waited and not been successful once. I want to point out here that I could have reached out to people and used the fact that I have this YouTube channel as a way to be able to secure maybe multiple Charizard UPCs. But that's kind of the opposite ethos of this channel, because I'm just a guy collecting Pokemon cards. Granted, because of the channel, I have a lot more money to be able to put back into Pokemon cards and collect more, but I don't want the opportunities that this channel gives me be something that a regular person wouldn't have access to. Because I want to try and stay as in touch with the Pokemon community as possible, so I feel like if I'm really pissed about this, then probably you guys are too. So yes, this is just a video of me ranting about how shitty pre-orders are and how annoyed I am at the Pokemon company and how much I really want a Charizard UPC and I'm not going to be able to get one. First of all, let's start with the Pokémon Center. So if you haven't seen, I've not got a great history with the Pokemon Company, and I don't think it's because I made this video that I get blocked from everything, because I see so many other people get blocked and banned and accused of being a bot on Pokemon Center's website. And whenever things like that are brought up, people respond with like, were you using a VPN? If you were using a VPN, that's probably why you got banned. But if you weren't using a VPN, maybe you should try using a VPN so you don't get banned. I've seen both of those comments on either side, which is insane. If you get banned on your PC, then you should use your phone. And if you're using the Wi-Fi, then turn off the Wi-Fi so you get a different thing. I've tried everything! You don't understand! And then it gets to the point where I've tried so many different things. I've even moved offices. So I'm on a completely different IP address, completely different Wi-Fi. I've tried incognito. I've tried using a VPN, I've tried not using a VPN. I've tried all of the same things, but on my phone. I have VPN on my phone. I've tried not using the VPN on my phone. I've tried using the VPN on my phone, even changing to a different region. I have been lucky to be able to be in the queue for the last 10 different Pokemon Center drops. Shout out to UK Pokemon. Not that I've been able to buy any products from these drops, but at least I was in the queue and I got all the way to the end where I had stuff in my basket, and then it gives me one of the many different error codes. There's an error code for if you've got it in your basket and you try and pay, but the payment doesn't go through and then it says it's sold out and you get an error 17, but it hasn't actually sold out. There's another error code where the page just stops working and the only option is to reload, and when you reload it sends you all the way back to the start of the queue. There's a different error code where they tell you that you've been accused of being a bot and that you have to reload and follow a capture, and when you follow the capture it takes you back to the start of the queue again. And now this is the final boss of being accused as a bot, because the last time I tried I got this.
I actually don't get it. Like, what am I supposed to do? I just want Pokemon cards. I can never buy a Pokémon Center ETB ever again because Pokémon Center thinks I'm a bot constantly. I've even moved. Like, I'm on a completely different IP address. It's just every time I have bot behavior. I don't know. Fuck this fucking website, man.
And I just don't know what I'm supposed to do at this point if my account on the Pokémon Center website thinks that I am a bot. Because I can go on the website now and it shows that everything's fine and that I'm logged in. Happy days. But as soon as there's a drop and as soon as I try and add that drop into my basket, I end up wasting 1 to 2 to 3 hours sat here doing nothing else because I've been told if you go out of the window, if you try and do something else, if you lock your phone, then you'll get sent out of the queue. So I make sure that I do none of the things, and every time I still get banned, blacklisted, or called a bot. And I genuinely think that I will never be able to buy anything from the Pokemon Center ever again, which sucks as someone that's collecting Pokemon Center ETBs, dude. It's the one thing that I think is cool, because it's exclusive and they look sick. And I understand that the botting and that the scalping that the Pokemon Center company is receiving right now isn't really their fault. Yes, they could print more, but they're not actively wanting these bots and scalpers to exist. They're trying to create measures to prevent that from happening. But it's been a year and the preventative measures that they're taking are stopping people from actually being able to get stuff. And I don't think they're stopping bots, because I see at least post after post after post of people that own the scalping Discord websites showing screenshots of saying, like, I just picked up 500 Pokemon Center ETBs. Make sure to pay for my Discord. And it's just like, what? How are they able to get 500? But a guy that has an obnoxious amount of free time available for specifically Pokemon card related things, how come I have no shot? And then you look at some of their cool stuff. Like, they've got some fucking sick Eevee socks and they're really cool. I'd maybe like a pair just for like the novelty of it. But because of everything else Pokemon Center related, I am so against giving them money that I refuse. They released these really sick chains that had like bejeweled Pokemon on them, and I was gonna buy one, but A, they're too expensive, and B, it'd be giving the Pokemon Center more money, and they've given me no reason. They just keep on banning me. They're like, yeah, you can buy a necklace, but the thing you actually want, no, you can't buy that. We'll ban you because you're a bot. It's just so fucking stupid. And what sucks about this, right, is people complain about this kind of stuff all the time, but as soon as then the next drop, if they're the one of the lucky ones that manages to get some, they say, oh, this drop was great. There was no problems this drop. No, there were problems this drop. You were just lucky. There have been problems on every single Pokemon Center drop that they've ever done. There's never been a good one. There's never been one that has been problem-free. And I'm tired of people gaslighting me into saying that I'm doing something wrong or that the problem has been fixed. Because the problem hasn't been fixed. I haven't bought anything for the Pokemon Center for the last like 8 months. Okay, Pokemon Center ranting over, but let's stay online for a bit and talk about the portal drops that some card websites do. So in theory, these are really cool. A local card store will put up on like their Instagram saying, we're going to be selling the new set that's coming out or this new product that we've got more stock of. And if you sign up to our mailing list or like DM us, like this post, repost the thing, if you interact somehow, if we can get some data from you, then you can be part of this exclusive drop that you will get sent a password to. So you get the chance to have some product. Now, granted, I haven't tried many of these and I'm not calling out anyone's specific in this rant. This is just a rant. I'm not trying to name and shame people. But I think I've tried 3 or 4 of these like special password protected portal things, drops. And I've done everything that they asked. I sign up to their mailing list, or I would like and comment on a post and then receive absolutely no response and not be able to get part of the drop. I'm giving you my full name address, email, even logged in and made a password on your website, and then there's absolutely no mention of this drop actually happening on any of your social media until the next day when you say, we've sold all the stock. Did you? When were you going to tell me that you'd sold all the stock? When were you going to give me the password that I did all the steps for to receive to be able to buy the stock? Was this maybe a fake portal and a way for you to sell all your product to all of your fucking scalper friends or streamer friends that need product for their whatnot streams? It's kind of like when a company wants to employ the boss's friend, but they have to like hold interviews for it. So they send out the applications, they look at people's CVs, and then they never hold actual real interviews, turn everyone down and hire the boss's friend. Like they have to say, oh, we shut down the website and we put out this password. You didn't send any password to me. I just wanted the product, dude. And I gave you all of my fucking information. Okay, I need to calm down for a bit. But we're going to talk about something else that didn't go very well. But to be honest, I'm not sure who to blame or voice my anger towards. We're going to be talking about the Smiths pre-order. So recently for products, Smiths have been doing a pre-order where you can come in store in person a couple of weeks or a month before a product drops and pre-order it. So let's say the product releases on the 14th of November. Smiths will then announce that a couple of weeks earlier, let's say the 25th of October, they will be doing a pre-order for the product that they're going to be getting in for that release day. But the pre-order is in person and first come, first served. So it does the exact same thing that they're trying to avoid with the release day queues outside their stores, but they're just changing it to a different date. So instead of people queuing up outside of Smiths on release day for products, they're now queuing up on an arbitrary day, let's say the 25th of October, 2 or 3 weeks before the product actually drops, to then pay for a deposit and leave with a receipt and not even get a product. So already this system to me is a bit fucking insane. It just means you queue up in the cold but for no product, as opposed to queuing up in the cold and at least leaving with Pokemon product in your hands. But this specific Smiths pre-order was for the Charizard UPC, and I had missed out currently on every single opportunity, both at the Pokémon Center and like 2 or 3 times online at random local game stores using their special portals. So I was determined to be able to pre-order one at Smiths. But because this was a pre-order, I didn't really know what to expect in terms of queues and how many people would turn up and how early people would turn up for this. So I thought getting there a couple of hours early would be more than fine. And I'm sure you can tell that I was wrong.
Okay, it's just before 6 a.m. and for some reason I'm awake to queue up 2 hours before a store opens to get a pre-order. So I'm not even getting Pokemon today. But it's Phantasmal Flames, and it does look really sick. It's just so stupid that we have to do this. I wonder if there's anyone here right now. All right, let's head to Smith's and see if anyone is already there outside. It's like 6 a.m. As you can see, pitch black outside. I don't think I'm going to be the first person in the queue, which is crazy. Oh my god. There is a lot of people in this queue already. Lamau. Oh my days. Right, well, I'm going to go get a coffee first. Oh dear, it's gonna be a cold, long morning. Oh my god, there is a lot of people. God damn, man. Oh my god, the queue just keeps going. No fucking shot. No! What? Oh my god. Does it go around the corner? Nah. Oh my god, it's going around the corner. Fuck me. That is fucking crazy. I might not even get any, dude. I think pre-orders last a while, so maybe we'll be alright. I don't know, dude.
The queue moved a little bit as people packed up their chairs and moved closer to the store, but there was probably 150 people in front of me, and by the time the store opened, about 150 people behind me. Everyone in the queue around me was really chill. Shout out to you guys.
Please see my breath.
But eventually at 8:30 they started letting people into the store. Essentially, the system works on like a first come, first served, but nationwide. So if every single Smiths in the whole entire country had, let's say, an arbitrary number of 5,000 UPCs, it will go to the first 5,000 that reserve it on pre-order across the nation. So if 0 people turn up to one store, then that store will get 0 pre-orders of the UPC. So I was hoping that even though there was a lot of people in front of me, maybe at different Smiths, there would be less people, and so the pre-orders would be available for a bit longer, and I might have a chance at getting a UPC. But to be honest, with 150 people in front of me, it's probably not likely. And then all of the Smith systems shut down.
All right, so it's 10 o'clock. It's been an hour and a half since they opened, and we're still in a huge queue. The guy that owns the place seems sound, but he basically said they have no idea when they're going to open. Could be tomorrow that the tills actually work, and they're going to start asking us to leave the store. And then one guy kicked off, so I don't think they're doing that now, and maybe there's a lottery system or something. I don't think I'm getting anything. And I think the UPC is going to be sold out even before I get there, because like there's still that many people in the queue. There's also a queue of people still outside. So, all right, it's 11 o'clock and still nothing. I think some of the stock has maybe come up, and I'm hearing that this is not just here, but this is everywhere. This is every Smiths is having this problem. The pre-orders just don't work, and they have no ETA on when it is going to work, so I have no idea. Like, it's 11 o'clock. I think I'm going to wait till like 1 and then get some lunch. If I've not got any by 1, then like, what's the point? This is mad. And I want to stress, this is not this Smiths, right? And it's none of the staff's fault. The whole system has gone down. It's fucked. But the staff at Stockport Smiths, legends.
So I waited till 11:30, 3 hours after Smiths opened, and finally got my pre-order in. Not for the UPC, because that wouldn't work on their system anymore, but I got the ETB and booster bundle.
There we go. £15 on that.
Yeah. So, finally out. No UPC. They're going to do the drop on another day, but the booster bundle and the ETB worked. Which, to be honest, I don't think I was going to be getting the UPC with the queue like it was anyway. So, I've left with everything that I thought I was going to get. And maybe that means I get the chance to get the UPC on another day. But still crazy that, what time is it now? It's 11:30. Which means I got here at 6:30. So it's been 5 hours and I haven't got any Pokemon cards. It's just for a pre-order. I still have to come back and get the Pokemon cards on another day. It's just so stupid, man. Pokemon cards in 2025 be like. So now I'm going to enjoy my day, I guess. So obviously that particular pre-order didn't go very well, and I want to reiterate that it is through no fault of the Smiths staff. The system went down, it was nothing to do with them, and they handled it so well. In the Smith store that I was in, there was one guy who was an absolute prick, who was just shouting obscenities in a children's toy store at the members of staff very loudly, as though they could do something about it. He was like, just hand out tickets to everyone, mate. Just hand out tickets. Which, like, we were all queued in such a fashion that it didn't make sense to just hand out tickets. Plus, when the stores eventually went back online, it's like an every man for himself store thing. So there's no guarantee that you would be able to get the stuff. I will note, and again, this is nothing to do with the members of staff at Smiths, but we were told that they weren't like doing the pre-orders for the UPC anymore. So everyone that had already got them in the first half an hour had confirmed theirs, but there was maybe others that could have been reserved. And there was plenty other product of the ETBs and the booster bundles that could have been still pre-ordered, but there was never a second pre-order like announced. So on release day, there just ended up being a bunch of extra product that each store had because the pre-orders didn't work. But I have no idea what happened to the actual Charizard UPC pre-orders. Maybe they were already sold out in the first half an hour. Who knows? But again, shout out to my local Smiths. They're really kind. One person in particular went round to every single person that was waiting in the store to personally apologize to them, saying that they're trying to do all that they can. I was like, dude, it's not your fault, don't worry. He's like, no, but I feel ashamed that this is happening. And he was super nice. They're all really nice there. It's nothing to do with the actual employees. And I'd also like to say, all of the things that I've said in this video, but summarized of why I hate pre-orders. Because it just, number one, it just changes the time that you are queuing up, right? Like, you're doing the same amount of queuing up, if not maybe more, than you would be on a release day, except from instead of it being a day that everyone has decided is the release day, it is now an arbitrary day that each individual store or website can decide is now the day that you should queue up. And unless you're on top of every single Instagram page or you're like refreshing the feed of every single store, you won't know what day it is unless you're like friends with a guy who knows a guy who can get you in through the back door. And doing all of this process on a day when you can't even leave with Pokemon cards, like the Smiths pre-order, the fact that I was there, that I got up at 6 a.m. and I was there till what, like 1 p.m. and just left with the receipt that I paid £15 for, that meant in a month's time I can then get product. And not even the product that I wanted, that I was queuing up for. The system's fucking insane. Oh yeah, and I want to add here that there's like extra shitty pre-orders that you can get on eBay. These are just fucked, dude. I don't understand how or why they can exist. But people making listings on eBay of like the new Charizard in this set, and underneath it's like, this won't ship out until after the set is released. I don't own this card yet. Bro, why are you selling it then? What do you mean you don't own this card? You should be one of the buyers. You shouldn't have a selling listing saying, I'm gonna be selling this card. You don't know if you're gonna get the card. You can't do a pre-order for a specific card. But regardless, you shouldn't be doing pre-orders for anything on eBay at all. I think anything that you are selling on eBay that you don't actually physically have in your hands, that you aren't currently selling, you should be banned from the platform. It should be like against the terms of service to actually sell something that isn't an actual sale. Any pre-order that takes the price of the product to pre-order it is a scam. And that goes for local game stores as well. If you're taking, as a pre-order, the full price of the product that you are selling before you have given it to the customer, I think that's fucking crazy. Because that's not what a pre-order is. That's like me buying it now and then being out of £600 until I get the thing that I'm getting. Like, the pre-orders shouldn't be paying you to then pay the wholesalers that you're getting the product from. If that's how your business works, I think you've got your wires crossed, because that's, I don't know. Maybe I'm just uneducated on that. If there's someone in the comments can let me know about that, then sure. But to me, a pre-order should be like a small amount of the price or no charge upfront whatsoever. So I've stopped ranting now. Let's get back to the Charizard UPC, the Phantasmal Flames product that I will probably never get. But I could just go buy it at market price on the second-hand market on eBay, or I might get lucky and see it in a store sometime. Or I could use my YouTube channel and my Pokemon clout to be able to get someone to sell me one for a better price. But that would be weird and gross and goes against everything that I've kind of built this channel on. But regardless, this process sucks. And I'm not the clever person that should be coming up with what it is, but there has to be a better solution than whatever the fuck is happening right now in terms of pre-orders for Pokemon cards. There are lots of people out there who will work for these companies that do get paid to come up with these solutions and to make better websites that don't block people and think they're fucking scammers when they're not. But I'm not the person being paid to do that. I'm the person that's being paid to shout at my computer screen and complain. And that's what I'm doing in today's video. Which reminds me, thank you for watching this video, and thank you for paying me to complain. I really appreciate all you guys that watch every video. I don't think this video will be like a huge one because it's just me ranting and not really providing much worth. So if you've watched all the way to the end, then you're one of the few that allow me to get consistent views on every single video that I put out, which means for me, I know if I post like X amount of videos in this month, I will get X amount of views at like a minimum baseline. And that minimum baseline is you guys who are my core audience that watch every single video, even if it's maybe a bit of a stinky one like this one. So shout out to you guys. I appreciate you. But a bigger shout out to all of my members. I don't normally do this and this isn't like a perk of becoming a member, but I want to make sure to give a big shout out to all these guys who through the membership tab can see my videos a day earlier than everyone else. Den Wants to Battle, Superior Auto House, Ungraded, shout out to Ungraded, Blither Poet, El Nombre 91, Olympus, Waffle Fry Guy 37, and G-Love. A lot of you guys have been a member on this channel since I opened memberships. So thanks for showing me your support. But thank you everyone for watching. You don't need to become a member. I don't need the extra £5 or however much it is a month. I just wanted a place to be able to give special thanks to people that want the cool little Trico badge next to their name. All right, I hope you like this rant, and I hope I don't get a bunch of comments getting annoyed at me like I normally do whenever I rant about things, but we'll see. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!